Hi everybody, this is Big Mama Sandy Moore. I wanted to come on here and show you the mini challenge in the challenge that Julie had us do for March of 2026, and she had us make a flip-flop journal that is a gift component that she's wanting us to, we can either keep it for our journal or give it away. And so I want to show you what I did. She had us use a paper pad page that is 12 by 12 and different components. So here is one of the components that she had us do was a hidden paper clip out of the paper pad. And so the page being 12 by 12, she had us cut that 12 by 12 piece of paper to where this is 6 inches across, and we cut 1 inch off over on this side. And I'm going to lift it up just a little bit more so that I'm not too much in your face. And so this 1 inch piece here, she had us use it to make the paper clip for our closure. And so there's my paper clip. And then she also, out of that 1 inch piece, wanted us to make a tuck along here. So that's another part of the edge that's been cut off here. This section here of the 12 by 12 became this diagonal pocket that we have here, and also on this side is the other half of this square that was up here. And then she wanted us to do a panel on the front, and so I took her digital. These are pieces of her digital for her antique sewing digital, and so I took one of the panels off of this and sewed it onto a piece of this corrugated cardboard. But before I did that, I went and sprayed it with the Distress Oxides, different colors, and edged it. And then this also is a little pocket here on the side to hide something in if you want. And then I picked up some little things off my sewing table, and so I had this scrap, sewed some buttons onto it, and this little piece of the eyelets and loops. Then I took a needle and 2 straight pins and worked it into the cardboard and threaded the needle, ran the carpet thread in here and did my bow, and then glued that down, and then covered the end of these needles with this material so that it wouldn't poke anybody, to keep you out of harm's way. I got out my snippets of lace, and I had this piece that just seemed to fit perfect, and so that all goes there. And the back, this is that beautiful cardstock. And then as I open it up, this pocket, she wanted us to do a little tuck on the front of it. So that is this piece that was here. I glued it onto a index card, and then went and fussy cut around the kitty and edged it with ink. And then I just glued this part down here so that it is like a tuck, but then added the lace here to close that off more for a pocket, and then just added that ticket. And she said that we could do a tag in here, and so this is part of the paper, and I put a stamp on it and canceled it. And so there you've got some journaling space on here. And then this side, again, we have this. And I made my notes here, and she said for us, we've got the 2 triangles tucks, and one had an add-on, which was that. And then the cover panel in the front, the hidden paper clip. Then we were to do a build-a-pocket, and so I used her digitals here and glued them and put them on the index card. Wonder where that came from. And glued them on here for a build-a-pocket, and added a little scrap of material here for the sewing machine. And since it said it was a safety pin, I added safety pin, glued these buttons, and this was on the digital also. Then we were to do a mounted matchbook tag. And so this is her digital. I mounted it onto the Tim Holtz paper and then added some lace here, sewed around it, and then inside here you can actually write on of the double-sided paper. And so that is my mounted tag, and I put some lace here and then sewed the digital on top of it. And this is a peekaboo pocket. It comes through here if you wanted to say play peekaboo. Then she said that she would like for us to do a mounted card. So this was a christening card. You could go to the christening, but I added her digital on top of it, printed it onto a watercolor paper, and added the digital on top of there. And then here on this, it's just glued along there. This is part of her digital. And I took this tag and glued it on the index card. And then this is a Tim Holtz die cut that I put on top of there. And used the staple to attach the seam binding and a little snippet of lace I had left. And this is her digital. And she wanted us to put a stamp on the top. So this is her digital here and here, and added those. And then on the back, what I've done here is I just glued it across here, so you could take a little scrap of paper and put it up if you wanted to have a special note, and you could just stick that up underneath there. So, and like I said, there is that 1-inch tuck. I trimmed it with a scrap of lace and some ribbon that I had. And I think I have showed you everything we had to make. And if I forgot anything to tell you about, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to keep it from you. I just forgot. But I do believe I've told you everything. To add the tuck and a simple tag with a stamp on the top, the card, the tuck spot, the 1-inch tuck spot, build a pocket, and add the things in the pockets, like the little ticket here, and then I add the word joyful there. So this is what we like to call Mitch. Thank you, Savannah, for giving us the name. And we had a great chat today. Today is the 11th of March, and dear Julie, we had a great chat about the fact that Otto is always correcting our spelling, and that Mitch is our challenge. And we also had Brad, because we add a Brad to our things all the time. So we like the men to come and craft with us too. So there's my mini challenge and challenge. I hope that gave you a little bit of a laugh too. And please come and join us. We have so much fun in the chat, and we have so much fun making pretty things like this. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.